Hi folks, in this video we are going to solve the problem Leetcode 22 generate parentheses. The problem states that given n pairs of parentheses, we write a function to generate all combinations of well-formed parentheses. So in the problem we have given a value, let's say it's 3, and we have to find all the valid parentheses that we can generate using this value. Like if n is 3, we can open 3 valid we can open 3 parentheses. To make it valid, we have to close it, right? Yeah. So whatever the number is given, the answer will be the number times 2. That means we have to include the open and close. So this is the problem statement, and we have to find all such combinations. If you see here, this is a valid combination. Even this is a valid, this is valid, this is valid, this is valid. We have to find all the valid combinations and then return the answer. So the one thing about the parenthesis question is, if we are given a parenthesis question, just always think about taking two variables, open and closed. Most of the parenthesis problem will or can only be solved using open and close. If you forget this, it would be a bit hard to find an intuition. But if you think like this, it would be easy for you. So let's start. And the other thing is, most of the parenthesis problems will always involve recursion. We can easily solve it using recursion. So I have the code for you here. So this is a recursion problem. What I'll doing is I'm just calling a function. In this function, I'm going to send a variable response where I'll be storing all the values for the answer. I'll have a open variable. I'll have a close variable, right? Then I'll have a string where I'll be adding the parenthesis, and then I'll have the given n, right? So inside this function, the first condition I'm going to check is whether open and close are equal. That means if n is equal to 3, if these both are equal, that means we have found a valid string. So we need to add it. And then we need to check whether open is equal to n. That means if n is 3, so we know that we have given n is 3. So we also need to know whether open is equal to 3 or not. Why do we need so? Because initially we will be sending open and close as 0, right? So if we not consider this criteria, then open and close will always be true, and we will add an empty string and return, right? So this will give us a wrong value. So we need to check whether we need to check whether we found the number of parentheses that we need to have, right? So I think this block, this criteria, this base condition would have been clear for you. The next what I will do is I will check whether open is closer than n. If I mean open is lesser than n. So initially open will be 0 and n will be 3, right? So I need to add 3 open braces. So here open is less than 3. I'm going to add a single braces here, right? I have added one here. So now open becomes 1, right? See here, I have incremented this. So I'm going calling the function again, right? Now the same thing happens again. Open is still lesser than the n, so I'm going to add one more. Now open becomes 2. Again this will call back. Now it becomes 3, right? It becomes 3. I've added one more. Now it comes and check whether open is less than n. Well, it's not, right? It is equal to n. So next it comes back here. It comes back here and checks whether open is greater than close, right? So open is 3, close is what? 0, right? We need to check whether open is greater than close. So it's not. So again, I'm going to add close braces just over here, as you can see. Then I'm going to increment 1. So close becomes 1, right? So it becomes like this. It goes and calls it again, comes back, comes all the way here to here because this is not changed yet, right? So open is now 3 and close is now 1. It is still, open is still greater. So add one more here, one more parenthesis, then again go back again. Again it comes back, it checks still open is greater than close, right? So I'll add one more. Yeah, now it becomes 3. Now it goes back again. Now it checks this criteria. Open is equal to close, right? 3 is equal to 3. And open is equal to n. Yeah, open is equal to n. So this condition satisfies. It adds the value this and it returns. And in this way, we can find all the valid strings. I really encourage you to dry run this problem because only by dry running you will able to understand what happens and how the recursion is working. So that's it for today. And guys, if you really like this video, please comment. If you want anything to be improved or any new problems to be added, just comment in the comment section and hit a like button and subscribe button. That's it, folks. Goodbye.